Hello. Today we're going to talk about the Memories app. So if you haven't done it already, go ahead and download and log in using your either the church or login or your Family Search login. Traditionally, this is the type of image that we think of when we talk about our family history. But let me take you back in time to another family. This is the family of Father Lehi. Here we have he and his sons looking at the brass plates containing their family history. These writings were important enough to the family that Lehi risked the lives of his sons to retrieve them from Laban. In the brass plates, they contained the 5 books of Moses, they contained the history of Abraham's family, and they contained the genealogy of the 12 tribes, so they were very important to the family. Today, we can carry all of their family history and all of ours in these 3 apps. Specifically for our family history, we use, of course, the Memories and the Family Tree app. Again, today we're going to be looking at the Memories app. It's a lot easier now. Don't get nervous about it. We're no longer writing on brass plates, and we can share our information with everyone. Remember, a memory stick would have saved Laban's life. We can share. If Laban could have shared, it would have made it a lot easier for him. Today, as we focus on the Memories app, we want you to realize that the reason that we are looking at memories and why they're important to us is because memories turn hearts. As we read in Malachi 4:6, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers. That's an important scripture because the same scripture is contained in all 5 of the standard works. Before we begin, there are some terms that we need to understand. A memory, when we speak of memory, we're talking about a photo, a document, a story, or an audio file. The gallery is a term that we'll use. Anything that you upload in the way of a memory resides in your gallery. Think of it as an art gallery. Tagging. Tagging is the way we connect a memory from your gallery to an ancestor's file. You can upload one picture with many of your family members on that photo. You can tag it to each one of their names and it will show up in each of their files. Other concepts to understand: you own all the memories that you have uploaded. They're yours. No one can change or delete them, but they can copy them or download them. They also can add tags and make comments on the memories you have made public. Also, there are a few rules in this gallery. No weapons, no violence, no kissing on the lips, no bare chests, no swimming suits, no copyrights. You have to have the copyright to these photos and stories. If there's any copyright marking on them, the church or the Family Search will not allow them to be viewed. So go ahead and click on the Memories app, open it up. This will now show you all of the memories that you have ever uploaded. I hope yours doesn't look as bare as this one. So down in the bottom left-hand corner, this little icon, the circle with the plus, as we click on it, it will show you the 4 different types of files that we can create. Today, we want to add a photo. Now, again, here's the long list of things that they do not allow on the website. So read through that. This only shows up the first time, and agree to it. Now it's going to ask, where do you want to add this photo from? You can either do it from a new photo that you're going to take, or the camera roll, or My Files if you have some on other files on your phone. Today, we'd like you to do a photo of yourself. Now, hopefully your photo will look a little better than this. And if it doesn't, well, I'm sorry for that. Recognize that you'll never have a photo taken of you any younger than this one you're taking today. So go ahead and save it. Click on that photo button. It's then going to allow you to retake it or to use the photo. I'm going to use the photo, and hopefully my AI will improve the image that I took just ever so slightly, just, freshen me up a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks more like me there. So after you say use photo, it'll show you the photo, and it will allow you to crop it, to rotate it, and then you see in the middle is this thing that says only me. Let's talk about that. Only me is showing who can view this memory. You have three choices. It can be a public memory in which anyone can view it. It can be something that is reserved for only you, or it could be something that you share with a family group that you've created. In my case, I have a Schaefer-Meyer family that's my children and siblings. So anything that I upload that I don't mark as only me can be viewed by them. So only me would be things like my journal, things that I don't want to make public at this time. However, I hope that most of the things that you upload are public, because that's the idea, is so that your cousins and your grandchildren and all will be able to see those photos and understand more of your family. Here's a little more detailed explanation of that. Realize that all public memories are potentially findable and viewable, even if you've only attached them to a living. Now, we think of the living as being confidential and others can't see them, but photos, they can find those photos. If they do a topic tag in memories, they'll be able to find them, or they may be found using Google and other search engines. But this is only if they are marked public or as okay for your family group to see them. So if that's acceptable to you, you can leave the memories visibility set at public. Otherwise, open it and change the visibility setting to private. And I'll show you more about how that can be done. It comes up as you just saw the first time you take a photo, so I'm going to make this one public. And then I'm going to save it. Once saved, it takes us back to our gallery, and we now have a photo in our gallery. So if I click on that photo, that's going to open up for us into full size here. Oh, now just something to let you know, any photos that you upload, someone has to look at them and okay that they meet the standards that you agreed to earlier. Before they have looked at it, it will say processing across the front. This just means that other people cannot see that photo. You still can open it up and use it, but it will have the word processing across the front of it. Usually that's only there for a few minutes until someone looks at it and verifies it. So once we have the picture open, I want you to click on it again, and that'll bring up this menu at the bottom, as well as these three dots at the top using an iPhone. And we want to look at details. And details are going to allow us to change or add this information, or as I say, change from public to private or vice versa. Once you've got it the way you'd like it, again, click Save. And the first thing we want to do, now that we've got a photo of ourselves, we need to give it a title. The title is just a name on that photograph or what that photograph is about. So I typed in me at the Cannes Film Festival in 2024. I think that's a good title. Maybe not such a good title. Who is me? Who is mom? These are words that we don't want to put in our titles. Grandma, Aunt Hattie, we don't want that. We want names. Okay, let me change that to Theron Schaefermeyer at the Cannes Film Festival in 2024. All right, now that I've got that, I will save it. And it shows now at the bottom. So I've identified who was in that photo, I identified where the location was, and approximate date that it was taken. So the next thing we need to add is a tag. So the tag, again, connects a memory that you have stored in your gallery to an ancestor's file or to your own file. So you see there on this one, it has a plus on it, meaning that there are no tags associated with that photo yet. So we're going to click on that. It's then going to put a circle around the face of every person that it can see in there. You click on that circle and then drag diagonally on that green circle to change the size. Put your finger in the middle and raise it up or down until it encircles the face of the person you're trying to identify. Now down to click Add Name. And that's going to bring up an alphabetical list of everyone in your file, alphabetized by their first name. Well, if I'm looking for me, I need to go up here at the top, click on that, which will bring up a keyboard. So now I can start typing my name, and as those names show up, I select the one that I want to use. So now we see we have a 1 down there on the bottom. There is one person tagged to that memory. If I were to go into my file now and went into my memories, I would see that picture, that photo attached to me. So let's go back to memories again. Back to our main file, back to the blue circle with the plus at the bottom. And this time we want to add an audio. And we're going to do that by recording the audio. Now it's going to give us a list of some suggested topics. Those are pretty good ones. But think about things that you would like your family members, your grandchildren, to know about you. Things that would be important. Here in the Middle East, one of the big questions would be, why are you here and what is going on in your life? So we click Begin Recording. As you see, we can record up to 5 minutes. This is all it allows you. This is not to put in your life story. This is just to give a quick little story or thought that you have. So you click on it, it'll begin counting down from that 5 minutes. At any time you can click pause if you want to stop for a moment, and then click continue. Once you're finished, of course, click done. Then it's going to say, what are you going to title that? I'm going to title that My Father Said, because that's what I was talking about here. This was a story that reminds me of my father. So now when we click OK, you go back to memories. My father said, worry about filling up the back of the shovel. The front will take care of itself. It will play it for you. Recognize that that is stored in the Family Search computers and not on your phone. So again, let's go down and click on the blue circle, which is going to open up into our menu again. And this time we want to pick Write a Story. That's our third type of memory that we're going to add. In writing a story, there's a couple of ways we can do this. The first way is by typing the information in using your thumbs. And this is what we call the hard way to enter a story. And I'm not very good at it. But there is an easier way, and that's to click down here on the bottom at this icon that looks like a microphone. This is the easy way to enter a story. Period. New paragraph. I find it much easier to speak directly to my phone and let it type the words that I say. Exclamation point. New line. I would recommend highly that you use this, as it's much easier than wearing out my thumbs typing in stories. Period. Would you like to give it a try? Question mark. So that was an example of how to type it in. You notice that I was taking a long time to do it. I didn't use a lot of uhs and ands and ums. When you've run out of things to say, just stop. The computer will wait very patiently for you. And I hope you also notice that you can use the punctuation marks and it will type them in, as well as new paragraph and new line. So it's a very useful tool. So now click Save once you've finished your story. So once we save the story, it's then going to ask us if we'd like to tag it to an individual or multiple individuals. So again, clicking on the plus. In this case, I only have a couple of people in my file, in this record file, and so I don't need to bring up the keyboard. I just click on the one I want. If I did want the keyboard, I could again go to the top, click on it, it would come up, and say that I'm done. So it's now been tagged to me. It'll show up in my file. Well, we also have the opportunity to add up to 10 images associated with that file. Well, it just so happens that I have an image about telling a story using my thumbs, so let's look at that. So if I click on the add an image, it's going to say, where do you want to get it from? This time I'm going to say from my camera roll. So the camera roll, oh, I just happen to have a picture of my thumb typing in a story. What a coincidence. So I highlight that, I click it, which brings the blue check mark up, and click Add. And now that image has been brought into the story. It gives you the opportunity again to crop it, to rotate it, but in this case we just want to click Save. So now as that takes us back to our Memories homepage, we see that we have two photos showing up there. The one on the left is just that photo. The one on the right, as you can see, is the photo and the story together. So I don't think any of my family really wants to read about my thumbs, and so I'm going to delete that. So to do that, I'm going to go click Select. That's going to put a black covering on all of the pictures. So I will click on the ones that I want to do something with. So I've selected two. It gives me the green circle there. Now I go up, click on the three dots, which is going to bring down a little menu, and in that menu I then can delete those two memories. So confirm, yes, I do want to delete those two memories. Now as you can see, we're down from 4 back to just our 2 memories. So one more time. Oh, we've got a fourth one to do. Let's look at that. It's a photo and document. Those are very much the same. They're done the same way. It's just that it labels them differently. So I'm not going to go ahead and go into that at this time. You can go in and try it, but a document, of course, is if you've got a marriage certificate or something that you want to take a photo of. It does it the same as the add a photo, but it just labels it as a document. Little scripture here to remind you. Nephi remembered that this thing had not been written. Let me ask you the question. How many things in your life have not been written? What stories do you need to add in memories? Memories is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed learning about memories. I really enjoy memories. It's an important part of our family history. And nothing's better than Facebook for dead people. Thanks for watching.